that I gave you yesterday on the spiritual weather report and in our solstice meditation. So remember that we have the opportunity right now to walk through this portal. Why is it a portal? I like to talk about things as portals or gateways when I can see that or sense that. So I've spent 35 years on my spiritual path, going through all of my pain, all of my losses, losing all my money many times, going through an epic divorce with lawsuits and everything, having my daughter die. And I love my life. I love my life. I just turned 63, and I think that I'm in many ways happier than I ever have been, because I know myself. I realize who I am. I love myself. I've let go of most of the inner judgment, the conditioned mind, the reaction to emotions, the connection to what everybody outside of me and everything outside of me thinks, wants me to be. I was a massive people pleaser, okay? Just running nonstop to be good enough for everybody except me. So those are just a few of the patterns that I know everybody has and you can relate to. And one of the things that we're being offered right now in the solstice is an opportunity to walk through the portal at the highest possible vibration, state, rate, emotional state, however you can most relate to that idea. If you look at the scale that I give you for free, you can just go to the shop if you don't have it. Look for the scale of consciousness, or there should be a category for free. If it's not showing up, just click on categories, I think, and it'll take you over there. There's a couple little glitches in the people who handle the shop thingy. So, however, the key is that my students are learning to use it to see where they are every day, even on an ordinary day. And then they start to know themselves. So those old proverbs, know thyself, is very relevant now, because that's what we call self-realization. It's what all the mystery schools, what the ancients, even the priests or the rulers who were kind of, most of their focus was on power, control. They still had to learn the higher spiritual sciences. They had to become a priest in essence, and they were often called priest kings or priest queens. And what happens is that we've somehow been convinced to let go of that personal understanding of how to access the other parts of us. We're multidimensional. Boom, 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 boom. You know you have a mind, and it'll kick your butt, and its beliefs will change everything what's available to you, and it'll make things fall apart if you're looking for success, if you still have something in your mind that says you don't deserve success or it's not safe. Your emotional field is another body, and you know it's there because it brings up fear or doubt or anger or whatever, right? So this is an opportunity to walk through this moment right now, through the next few days, all the way through into the new moon, where you're going to plant seeds. So yesterday we were guided so beautifully to realize that we're in the dark. And when I say that, I'm talking astrologically, cosmically, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, okay? Because darkness isn't a bad thing. We've been taught there's a hard division. It's either right or wrong. It's good or bad. We have to punish and kill people we think are bad, and they want to punish and kill people they think are bad, and everybody wants to decide who's good or bad, and reality isn't that way. So when you start to unhook from the matrix, right, you start to realize your mind is conditioned to worry what everybody thinks, or your mind is conditioned to always be judging yourself. Do I look good? Do I look the way they want? And what did that look on that face mean? And just all kinds of stuff. And then you might have wants or desires, like, I really wanted this to go this way. I wanted this outcome, or I want this outcome. And you're like, oh, trying to hold on to it. And then over here, you feel like you're struggling, or you're stuck, or you're repeating a pattern, or you're not going anywhere. You're uncertain, right? So we've all been swimming in this. This has been reality on planet Earth for a very long time. And we've played a very dark game that we're aware of now. We're rising in consciousness. Time is speeding up. We're accelerating our evolution. Everything that's happening to you is more intense, and it's happening faster than ever before in history on this planet. This is an awakening. This is a quickening, and we're a part of it. So you're the most key life in your soul. Your soul has many, 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 many lives, right? And so today we're doing the oracle of the day, of the week, and we're going to focus on solstice, and I want to pull cards for you. So we're going to start though with a card or two for everyone, and make sure you go listen to the spiritual weather report and the meditation yesterday. They're about a half hour each because there's a lot of information. We have the new moon. You're realizing that you've been in the dark. Meaning what? We're in the northern hemisphere. We're going towards the solstice. Tomorrow is the shortest day, the least light, the most dark. That's what I'm talking about in that aspect. But spiritually, that means something else too, right? There's your shadow side. Well, why is it your shadow side? Is it bad? No, it was most likely condemned in some life or many lives that ended up making you think, don't let that part of you speak, because we get in trouble, we get burned at the stake, we get outcast, we get criticized, whatever. And so we've cut off, locked away so much power by believing the dark is bad, instead of realizing the dark is the womb. The dark is yin. That's feminine. That's receptive. What does the feminine energy do first? The yin energy, it receives. And then it can be ignited to create. But it needs to receive first. But we have an entire planet of women who are trying to go run around fixing everything and doing everything and being perfect at everything and proving they're strong and making their own money and still being controlled by money. You know how many people still have the relationship where the husband goes to work and makes the money, the wife stays home and takes care of the kids? That's perfectly fine. I did that for quite a good number of years. I felt very blessed I could do that. Now, I'm not criticizing that choice, but then there's the conversation where the woman actually thinks, well, I don't make any money, so I can't spend any money, and I have to beg for money, and I'm under the control of this authority figure. Well, it's my money, and you can't have it, or you didn't work for it, or you need to go have a job. Like raising the kids and taking care of the house and all that isn't a job. This is an example of the paradigm that's breaking down. We've already seen the paradigm of maybe the husband stays home, or maybe they do halvesies and all other kinds of things. So there's a lot of change in our perception of relationships, families, gender, all of that. Fantastic. Keep breaking down. You don't have to like it or not like it. You just let it happen. However, what we want to do is go through this portal and let it cleanse us. We're leaving the dark. We're going into the new moon. So we're going through a light portal that's very small, but it's like seeing the pinprick or the point of light at the end of the tunnel. And so right now, the invitation is any patterns that you know of, any paradigms, any identities you have, any roles you play in your life, give them permission to stay behind. You can leave them here. This is a womb. And what you want to do is say, I'm no longer creating the same thing that I did in the past. I'm no longer carrying that same fear, that same identity. I'm not carrying it. I'm not going to think of myself this way. I'm not going to feel guilty for asking for money. I'm not going to devalue my time in any way, shape, or form. But I'm also not going to force myself on everyone else and try to charge $1 million just because I've suddenly decided that's a sign of my self-worth. Just because you start to discover self-worth, you go the other direction too extreme. And a lot of people teach, the more you charge, the better it is. Well, sometimes, yes, people dramatically undercharge. And sometimes your ego is puffed up to think that if you're not charging this X amount, you're not really feeling your worth. Your worth is only partially reflected in money if money is relevant in your life. If you do something that doesn't have a direct line to money, like manage the house or take care of kids, you don't have a way to value yourself based on money. Does it mean you don't have value? No. It means you value yourself on how much time you got to spend with your kids, how much you're taking care of yourself, what kind of wisdom are you learning, how much patience are you learning, right? All of the opportunities of whatever that experience is, they have value. Value. Okay, I'm going to write this down. I suggest you do too. So there's some Lemurians here with us, and you've entered into the Infinity Healing Chamber if you've never heard that before. It's a sacred space that I teach you how to do in the Energy Cleanses class, all the way from beginning to end, understanding the sacred geometry that brings it into shape and to form. And I relate you in with an activation to download it to be something you can keep activating around you, around your space, around anyone, that brings a ton of healing, protection, and all kinds of awesome stuff. So here you are in this sacred space, and we're together here on the solstice. Thank you very much. So we already have Lemurians here, and I do have a Lemurian deck, so we're going to definitely be pulling something from there. We enter this sacred space in reverence, presence, and love. We ask for assistance in freeing ourselves from these old patterns, paradigms, and roles, from these parts of our identity that no longer suit us, that limit us, that burden us, that are heavy, even though they once served a great purpose, and we honor and thank that service, that doubt, that fear. We now release you from your duties. Your job is complete. You've won medals for your dedication and your strength of holding me down, keeping me back, bringing up the doubt, making me think I don't have value, not letting me speak, taking away the money, whatever form that you have taken to limit me. I understand that it was because we made an agreement. Now we are complete. And as we walk through this solstice, we ask to connect to the guidance in this space of love that is optimal for releasing the old, cleansing and coming back to center, and emerging on the other side of the portal, facing the light. Even though I move into the new moon, I bring seeds of light with me. And so it is. So please enter the sacred space. Feel yourself here. Respect yourself by turning off your notifications if you can. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's very beautiful. Our Infinity Healing Chamber changes shapes depending on the client I'm working with. Immediately, it'll open a connection to their Akashic records or their guides or their record keepers or the soul blueprint or their higher self or their body elemental. Other guides may come in. It may start changing into a garden or into sometimes it's a series of rooms where they clean and cleanse you. All right, so I don't know what this deck is called. It looks like this. It has no name, and I don't have the box anymore. And this is what we're starting with, and this is the guidance for us on how to best release patterns, known and unknown, that have been attached and become a habit to who we are. So they're saying, the Lemurians are saying, be willing. I always have you say, I'm ready and willing, and I'm open and receptive. So you can say that right now. I'm ready and willing. That's a state. Feel yourself going to it, letting go of doubt, stress, resistance. And I'm open and receptive to receive the guidance that is optimal for my highest good at this time, to guide me through the solstice and the new moon and into the new year and into my divine, sacred, feminine, intuitive grid of light. So here is our guidance from this deck. It says rest. Isn't this adorable? And I love this just as we're really getting to the core of the holidays here. So rest, there's beauty, there's a wing. This is like a butterfly or a fairy wing. You see this? And it's over her. So this card is showing us that we're protected, that we have the elementals in Gaia, that we have beautiful realms, maybe even angelic realms, that are over us, that are bringing this beautiful and incredible color. It looks like a canopy of color, and it looks iridescent. What I'm seeing for a lot of people is that iridescence where, you know, it's kind of metallic-y and it's purple and different colors, right? And that wing energy is Gaia and nature energy very much. They're saying, no, it's not the angelic realms. This is the nature realms. And see how relaxed she is? And the pillow has moons on it. And interestingly, they're little crescent moons, which is exactly where we are right now. So you're in the right place at the right time to rest. And there's flowers under her, this beautiful kind of purple energy everywhere. Her nails, her lips, her gown, the flowers, this is it a blanket here? Everything has this rich, deep purple energy. That's chakra, crown chakra energy. Purple energy is often royal energy, which means you aligning with your own inner authority. So this is what you need to do. This is what we all need to do. And when we rest, we will hold the intention that this beautiful essence, these are almost like flower essences right here, right? They're idyllic. They're beautiful. And they're really emitting a lot of essence. So if you have flower essences or other essences, it'd be a great time for that. Invite in the nature realms, fairies, but other nature realms on Earth that have wings. They all want to come and cocoon you. And isn't it interesting? She's in the dark. So we're talking about that we're in the dark. And it's not a bad thing to be in the dark. In fact, winter happens. So trees can rest, everything goes within, it draws all the energy into the center, it rests, it begins to restore, it begins to renew, it begins to rebuild, and this is where you are. And if you do this, your seeds that are deep in your sacral that are ready to be planted in the new year will rise into you. So it says, rest and relax, release guilt, and make your needs a top priority. Rest and relax and make your needs a top priority. Isn't that a fabulous message? Especially when we say, oh, you have to do this job of releasing your deep patterns and your identity that's holding you back. How about you just write a simple statement about what we have just said, and we'll put this on the altar here. Let's see, who should we put it by? We have Buddha. Ixchel is the Mayan goddess of the rainbow, moon, abundance, and women, fertility, all kinds of wonderful stuff. This is who I've named my home after, and she's the sage. She's also represented as a maiden and stuff. This is Thoth, my main guide. We have Bast, Egyptian goddess, Jaguar, very major guide here in the Yucatan. We have Ganesha to remove our obstacles, and of course we have our pyramids. I'm a huge pyramid lady. We have the flower of life, which is where everything comes from. Up here we have my new unicorn, and this beautiful pot made by a lady in an indigenous New Mexican lady. And this is my new unicorn that I bought from a little Mayan girl on my vacation for my birthday. And I absolutely love her. And I braided her hair on the way home, and I felt like a little girl again. So we're going to put you over here, and we're going to put this rest. Ganesha says he's going to help remove the obstacles to rest and relax. Okay, good. So, yes, the Lemurian deck is called Beyond Lemuria by Izzy Ivy, and she did both the artwork and the cards. It's absolutely stunning, out of this world. Highly, highly recommend this deck. So here's a sense of the deck. You can see why I love it. Full of sacred geometry, full of symbolism, full of color, vibrancy. There's so much in these cards you can read intuitively. Okay, this is the main This is higher heart chakra, beautiful. And it's also what is on the back of all of the cards. Interesting. As the main theme. Okay. So we ask for a message, and we thank you. We thank the Lemurians. They ask that if you would all acknowledge that they're here. They're standing. They have their hand on our shoulder, our left shoulder, and they're standing. It's like we're in a circle. We're in a big tent, very beautiful, kind of purple silk, but a little bit brocaded, big tassels hanging down, just gorgeous, circular. We're sitting in a circle. And there's standing behind us, lending this beautiful support. So Lemuria is very interested right now in the shifts that are happening because they're such high vibration beings. A lot of people believe living in the earth right now, but are ready to come back to the surface. So they're really excited to share their wisdom. They're asking that you see with their eye for a moment that the solstice is a portal for all of us. And as we walk through, isn't that interesting? This is the card we got, the higher heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So your higher heart is between your throat and your heart. And if you've never heard of it, it's a vital chakra, but it's closed in 90% of the people on the planet. I have started to see it open. I've started to see it give invitations to the person by putting books outside the door. Literally, I saw like 3 clients a year or 2 ago where the higher heart showed nothing, shut down. And then one day there was a door, and outside the door there was like a shelf with books on it. So what is that? That was an invitation from the higher heart. The higher heart is your creative space where your pure soul connects and you download, right? You're connected up through here to the higher self, to the higher realms. You have to do that. You have to activate your light body. You've got to get the crown command center going here. You've got to start connecting to the higher realms. Then the higher heart chakra is going to open, and you're going to find in here is ecstatic bliss. And this is where you create from instead of creating from all the fear and the past now. So the higher heart chakra is our guidance from the Lemurians to focus here. You see this heart. They're saying, see this heart, these hummingbirds. Hummingbirds vibrate at the rate of joy. Very, very high rate. Okay, very exciting. But look at the wings behind it. And below it, it looks like the sacral bone. Right here, it looks like the sacral bone, which is, you have the big bone. It comes down from the spine, but it's still spinal columns, individual, but they're fused, and they come to the point to the tail bone, and they have holes in them that look like that. And the other day I did a session with a client, a starseed session. Wow, it was mind-blowing. That here's another heart, and with 3 wings. Okay. So just keep looking at this, look at all the symbols as I'm showing you up close, and just take in, what is it speaking to you? Where do you feel it? If you start to look into it and just gaze into it and connect to it and receive it, and then feel like it's touching you right there at the, I'm getting breathless, right at the top of my breastbone before my 2 little clavicle bones. And then what's beautiful is how it unfolds into full wings, jewels, more wings, jewels, more wings. And then the energies are doing the Kundalini energy coming up both sides there. Sorry, it's backwards for me. And crossing right here, creating an infinity weave all the way up to here. And this is like the throat center. So the top of the higher heart blends into the throat, and you can see it's kind of blue. So it's awakening and clearing the throat center, which unfurls, which is very important. And also it's growing these flowers. Something is blooming. So this is what's possible, and this is what you can tune into. Oh, wow. Really, really takes my breath away. Thank you. Beautiful. So, I I know I was telling you a story, but I got so breathless from the Lemurians. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Okay, Sandra. So we connect to Sandra Kamagawa and her highest good at this time. Yes, thank you. Okay, so if you have a specific kind of a question, you can put it in here, but in general, like you said, for your highest good to receive, this is what they all do in my reality on my planet. When you enter my planet, this is what we do. On planet Akasha, ooh, that's kind of cool. Sounds like a series. All right. So Sandra, I'm going to tune into what deck. I have a large variety of decks here. You can think about it. I know I'm not giving you much time, but everyone else. We have Ascended Masters deck. We have the Dakini deck, which is a pretty funky, intense deck. It's made out of collages from the 60s. Very powerful, man. Kicked at my ass through a very difficult time in my life and got me to stand up and finally get the divorce that I needed. We have the Goddess deck. Looks something like this. There's Vesta. Okay, you can see what you resonate with. We have this Spirit Animal Oracle. And this is what's calling to Sandra. So I am going to be using this one for you. And I wanted to see where the book is because of giving credit. Okay, I don't know who this is by, but it is the Spirit, Colette Baron Reed, I believe. Okay, I want to make sure you can find it, and I want to make sure give everybody credit for their fabulous work. All right, so Sandra Kamagawa, highest good, best possible advice, optimal at this time. The solstice is a big deal for you. The portal you're walking through is burning so bright that it's blinding you and you're having a hard time kind of seeing it. It's almost like you're leaning back like this, to walk through it. So you need to dial up and let go of some stuff so you can receive that. The higher the codes that come from the sun or any kind of light or gold light, the higher your frequency needs to be, the more you have to attune your chakras and your light body, cleanse out the old stuff. You can't carry that any longer. Okay, this one jumped right up onto my chest. Ant spirit, time to collaborate. All right, Sandra. So this says it's number 1, which is very, very interesting. So your numerology, if you tune into that, that is part of your answer. And what's interesting to me here is ant spirit collaborating with its reflection. It is collaborating with its self that is above and below. And it is collaborating, but they're not exactly identical. You see this one here has blue feathers almost. And if you turn it this way, looks almost exactly the same. Even the sacred symbol is balanced above and below. So part of the message of this card for you is acknowledging your multidimensional self, that you're a reflection. See, this one has a different crown here. Both of them look like feather crowns that could be some native type of crown, but any type of feather on the head represents spirit, connection to spirit, freedom, a connection through the crown to the higher self, and all of that. This particular symbol, I don't know if it has a name, but you can see that it's part of a flower. And the idea of something blooming and opening and showing such intricacy of its innards. And it's showing you show your open and show this pattern, and it's almost like the dark and the light. Do you see that? So this is such an incredibly interesting one because this is really an equinox kind of card, right? Equinox, equal day and night. And this is our goal. But when we live life, we go more work, more play. Right now it's the holiday, so there might be more family time than the normal day, right? But the key is this is accessing in a balanced way, connecting, reflecting, and knowing that what's happening in the middle, the puzzle pieces are there. And so you are going to be finding more puzzle pieces. It's time for you to collaborate with yourself. There may seem like collaboration outside, but first this has to be with you, with your above and below, your spirit and your material self, your needs as a person or a woman, and your needs to further you're putting yourself out there in the world, whatever, like balancing those parts of you and finding these puzzle pieces. Beautiful. And also you can look up more about ant spirit guides have a lot, they're also a huge collaboration. They're a unified mind. They work for the greater good. They're very hardworking. They also kick my butt when they bite me. So they have stingers and chompers. So they can really defend themselves very well. They're incredibly strong. They can lift, 50,000 times their weight. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So look into that because that's a really incredibly beautiful guidance. Fantastico. Hello, Sylvia. Sylvia, darling. So did you pick one there, darling? Listen to me. Hi, Renard. Renaud or Renard? Renard. Listen to me. I love that. Okay, Leslie. Yes. Julie. Okay. So Sylvia, al momento, I don't see that you picked a deck, so I'm going to go ahead, release, and back upstairs in my bedroom where I used to do all of my live streams, and then I've been working out of the casita, which is really fun for different reasons. I need to, move around. Is it optimal for Sylvia at this time? Okay, Sylvia. So what I got for you, Sylvia, is a Kuan Yin deck. Kuan Yin deck. This is a deck that I have found not done a lot of work with. I've had it for a year or two. I find it difficult because it's extremely deep. It's not like these cards, right? Where you just pick, there's the message, ooh, you look at the picture, you move on, right? So there's a time for different ones, and there's something deep for you. However, here's Kuan Yin right here, and oh, you can't see her. Let me see if I can change this so you can see her. Yeah, let's just bring her over here, closer to Thoth. Here we go, darling. There you go. So we got Buddha and Kuan Yin there. Kuan Yin is an incredible guide. So the first thing to recognize, Sylvia, is that Kuan Yin is coming to you. Kuan Yin is speaking to you, and that's incredible. So if you just go with that and tune into her, meditate with her, talk to her, ask her questions, ask her to bring. What is Kuan Yin? She's like a female Buddha. She's a bodhisattva, it's called, and she has a. Oh no, okay. She has the capacity to hold all the pain for the world. So she embodies compassion, and she agreed to stay within the earthly realm in an etheric body, but very present to help us all ascend. So those are the main energies behind her. And so she can hold all of your pain and all of your grief, and you can feel held by her, and you can relieve your burdens with her. And it's a very, very loving, sacred feminine presence. So we ask for the highest good for Sylvia at this time. Thank you, Kuan Yin, for coming. Thank you for being here. I call Kuan Yin every day. She's a part of my council. She's in my house. There's many statues of her around. And if I ever find a big one, it will be here in my house with my life-size Buddha. So right now, Sylvia, Kuan Yin is rising out of the cards. She's standing behind me. She has her arms like in my arms, into my hands, and through my palms right now. The energy is pouring into the deck from both palms. It's like she's glowing and growing, and the lotus on her head is growing. She's sending different energies from this deck to you. I don't know which cards they are, but I see the energy, can feel the energy coming into my hands and going through the deck, coming out to you, and then a different part of the deck, a different color comes up and pours to you. One went into your hips, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat seem to be going up. So the card is called the Blossoms of the Sky Dancer. So she's sent you a lot of energy out of this deck, a lot of the different aspects of it. Very beautiful. So I don't know what that means. We'll look into that in a moment. But if we zoom in, we look at her. One, she's dancing. So you want to be like this. And she's soft. And everything is soft. There's a softness, a femininity, a surrender, an acceptance, a feeling held. And her face is very blissful but peaceful. She's inwardly focused, and she has released all of the pain and attachment to her body. She's moving her arms almost sensually, touching her hair, touching her neck. She has this jewel and these feathers in her hair. Her hair is formed into a cone shape, like many of the ancients shaped their skulls into cone shapes to be like the gods or be like some of the aliens, and because they knew that a bigger, longer skull held more consciousness, and it was revered. So it also is representing the pineal and the opening of the crown. You can see everything on her. She has a jewel on her higher heart, looks like jade. She has little symbols around on her breast, sort of around her nipples, which is interesting. It's almost like flowers that are decorating the heart center balanced. Right, and the breasts are about nurturing and bringing this nurturing to you. And then there's this free fall, almost like soft. It's almost like everything is in slow motion, right? Don't know if these are flowers. I think they're flowers. So petals and flowers represent a lot of different things. There's some energy work where petals, flowers come down your pillar of light from loving energies. All right, note where the jewels are. Higher heart, right there between the heart and the solar plexus, and right over the sacral. And then around the sacral, there's not just, the skirt, but there's this flower petals here, almost maybe feathers again. So it's almost like her entire upper body is blooming out of this flower around the hips, around the sacral. This is important for you. Flow, blossoms of the sky dancer. So sky dancer would be the feeling to tune into. Let me see if I have. Just looking to see if I have the book here. I move these around a lot. No, I don't see it here. Let me take a peek in my bag. My little Ganesha bag travels with me with a bunch of cards in it. And there she is. Okay. I would like to look a little bit. I don't often look into the books, but I don't know these cards at all. Like I told you, they're very deep. They're very esoteric. Number is 3. So you want to write that down as well, Sylvia, which is beautiful. We're moving into 2023. And to me, everything is talking about reunion with that sacred feminine, 3 being that curvy, that trinity. So the number 3, of course, has a lot. So Kuan Yin dances creative energy and light across the sky, sky dancer, causing blossoms to descend. So those were flowers. That's a blessing. In the same way, when we tap into our spiritual power of creation, we cause our life and all of life around us to bloom. Creation is a natural spiritual power within you, beloved. Force can slow down the process. Yeah, force is all the states below courage. Grief, shame, pain, blame, anger, entrapment, craving, judgment, all of that stuff, okay? It is time to stop striving and to allow your manifestation to occur. We've heard that message for you before. Trust, let go, allow your creation to flow. So that's a beautiful message. I think most of us can relate to, right? All right, beautiful Sylvia. I'm not putting your cards on the altar because they need to be there for other people. 3 is a magic number, Julie. You are right. Yes, Radha, ask a question. Sure. Ask any question you want. Okay. Next we have Susan. Hello and happy holidays, my dear. Susan Kennedy. Let me look down here. Check if you picked a deck. No, okay, good. Nobody's picking a deck. We'll do it. I can even see the card. Okay, Ascended Masters deck is what is calling to you, Susan. All right. This is an old old deck that I love to death, and it's very tattered. But your card is right here. You could see it. It was on the top or the bottom. Right here. So it looks like a Buddha. It actually says Maitreya. You can relate to it as a Buddha. Maitreya is a being that ascended and became the energy, logos type of energy for the planet. And then Lord Sananda, Jesus, took that position and Maitreya went to another position. But what you really want to focus on is the power of joy. And just look at this. I mean, if this isn't a portal of light, I don't know what is. So here's the solstice, and here's who you are walking through it. Rainbows coming out of your hands. Those are manifesting portals here and connecting. It's an even balance. You're balanced both sides. You're connected and receiving the rainbow. You're creating the rainbow. There's light and sun all around you. There's joy bursting out of you. You've got this beautiful halo going on right here, coming out of you. This indicates any kind of a halo or a snake or any wings or symbols up here. Means you've activated your pineal gland. It's beginning to actually glow, and as it produces more higher frequency things from serotonin, melatonin to DMT and so on, the crystals in it rub and create a glow. So that's showing that you want to do that. If you know the pineal power breath, I call it, it's the Mula Bandha breath from Kriya Yoga, you draw energy up from your root, squeeze everything, hold it up here, and let it activate your pineal. So everything else really you want to read yourself, but the bottom being orange, all the way, even the pants are orange. And this red is rooting and sacral energy. So you want to be rooted in your sacral. You want to be rooted in your root. The beads are, I've had so many of these beads. Sometimes they get so full of energy that I release them into the land or something. These are prayer beads, right? So these are very sacred. And I believe there's 98, but I'm maybe wrong, typically. And mostly, wow, you're just being framed, you're being shown, and you want to tap into the power of joy. So if you look at the scale of consciousness that I have in the shop, if you look at joy, it's extremely high vibration, way above love, and it's extremely powerful. Happiness and all that. So, woot, enjoy. Okay, so now we're going to have a little transcendence spray. This is called Star Essences. This is from a lady who took us out on her boat when we were in Arkansas for the crystal retreat into the Crystal Lake for the day. And she makes these essences out of orchids and all kinds of wonderful things. All right, Alina Rosso. Hello, sweetie. I am having a blast. A magical reading year. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And all right, so then we're going to have Alina and Sylvia got the Kuan Yin. Guy dancer. Nice. All right. This one, okay. So this is the deck that's calling to give you an answer, and this is another one of these decks that I don't know what it is, but this is what the cards look like. One side has a message, the other side has some artwork. Okay. Thank you. Again, I'm feeling something like your higher self just came in very gently, put their hands on my hands. So we're connected to the highest good and what's optimal for Alina at this time. Right here. This is all right. This is they're having me look through and I'm finding several cards, and they're all about love. Love and sex and fun stuff like that. Now, it may or may not mean to have sex or have sex or whatever you want. But this is the first one. Sexuality. And it's very beautiful. What I love is that this is very cosmic lovers. And the third eye of the woman is enlightened. And there's light pouring out of these dark, turbulent, or, stirring skies. There's a pillar of light, beam of light coming straight down into her third eye. The energy's moving all around them. It's like they're on a petals or something, but this is very cosmic, right? Being in the cosmos. Now there seems to be something above his neck or some white light right there. coming through the neck. So you want to take this in a lot of different abstract ways. An influx of sexual energy is coming your way. Now remember, sexual energy, we're only really meant to use about 25% of it, and that's a lot. I'm not telling you not to have sex, okay? But like 75% of it it's creative energy. So that's what you can take to be creative in whatever way you like to be creative. Embracing both masculine and feminine aspects of the self creates wholeness. So that's a lot of what this is about, is this accepting this union and becoming whole, because this awakening right here is quite profound. It is safe for you to express your sexuality in whatever way you choose, provided you do it lovingly. And I would say lovingly to yourself, and to respect your sexual energy, receive it more graciously, and let it have an outlet. So like I said, could be sexual physically, it could be channeling something, could be a painting, could be decorating your house. I don't know, whatever way you're creative. The next one that came to you, they made me dig through, is soulmate. All right. And this says love, partnership, magnetic attraction between two people, a union. You discover a deeper sense of self through a relationship with another. So again, whatever your circumstances are, you can do that. If you want to share with me, any of you I do a reading for, how that resonated with you, how that helped, what it answered, or share anything else about it, you can. You don't have to. And this was another one. So karma is interesting, because the sexuality, the soulmate, all of that stuff is about some kind of karma. And karma isn't bad. It's just an attachment we're still carrying. It's an identity, a wound, a belief, some kind of energy we're still carrying. This is the time to complete it. So my feeling is that as you go through the solstice, you are going to complete your karma with a soulmate, or clear old karma with a soulmate to be able to meet a soulmate. I don't know how that works. It could be yourself, and then there's a completion of this idea. Any pain, fear, abuse, feeling not good enough in any aspect, but this isn't only about sexuality. Remember, it said balancing the masculine and feminine, and these all relate to some kind of karma that you're swimming through, and it's time to complete it. So this says someone from the past reemerges in your life. This gives you the opportunity to handle things differently than you did before. Stand firmly in your power, yet stand also in the light of love. The universe is presenting you with a fresh opportunity to clear away any lingering karma linked to this relationship. So again, you want to see how this relates to you. If you know, oh, this means this person, or I'm sensing somebody, or you ponder it for a while, or you're open to see who it is, you don't need to know who it is, though, for the healing to happen. And it could be these aspects of yourself, right, that need to, in other lives, in other parts of you, because there's a lot of wounds that we are healing around this aspect. So very interesting. Would love to know how that resonates with you. So it was so interesting. They were showing me approximate positions within the deck of these cards, and a vague image of the card. And I would open to an area, and they'd be like, next, 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 that one. And then I would see it, and it would be detailed, but it would be like dark on the bottom, light on the top, with a band on the side, which is what I saw. So, and then they all seem to relate topic-wise. Wow. Julie. Hi, sweetie. All right, Julie. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So 108, thank you. That's what it is. 98. I was like, that's wrong. Something around 98 that has an 8. 108 beads. Yeah, that's it. Susan says, I felt the Ascended Master deck. I will try the pineal breath and tap into joy. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. I teach the pineal breath, power breath in, I don't know, a couple different classes. I taught it to my certification people, Akashic Light Readers, they're called now. But it's called the Mula Bandha breath. It's an ancient breath where you squeeze the emotion and everything down here. You draw the energy up like a straw. into the pineal, you hold it as long as possible, and so on. And this begins to create that resonance. You'll get very, very high, believe me. So Radha, I don't see if you've asked your question, but please ask your question. Okay. Oh, no, here we go. There's some more down here. Oh, good. I like that you're open to explore your sexuality and heal too. It's an area for a lot of people. I had an amazing client this year. The first time that I got on a session with her, she was saying, you know, I'm just ready to let go of all the stupid shit in my relationship. I'm too old. I'm too tired of playing games. I don't care. He did, she did, whatever. I just want to be happy, spend time together, you know, and I know that feeling. And I don't want to judge and criticize him, and I don't want, you know, to feel this or that anymore. And, you know, we could be, I don't know how she put it, but it was something like great lovers again, even though it might be different. And it felt just so resonant to be like, I'm wanting to heal this relationship. I'm wanting to stop all the patterns that we played out together and just say, oh, okay, we did that. Now we're in our later years and we're going to be together in a beautiful way and rekindle that closeness, that softness, that kindness. So, okay. Julie says, as I looked at those cards and images around love and sexuality and sensuality, I could feel my sacral chakra light up, my palm portals open, and my feet chakras open. Too cool. Any deck, what's optimal? Okay, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, well, that was a theme, wasn't it? And again, like I said, I don't know what this is, but all of the cards from that deck are not that way. Here's alchemy, message from afar. You know, they are varied, but somehow we were guided to three that were very themed together. Okay. Julie. One of my crystals knows you. I think it's this one. Julie and I've been together many times. Oops. The goddesses. Okie dokie. The goddesses are calling for you, my dear. All right. Goddess. Goddess. This is another deck that's been around a long time and is well worn. Well, this time, this is a theme today that these gentle, loving, feminine hands are coming. These are Mother Mary, very distinct, soft, feminine, gentle. She's looking down like a candle's in front of her. So, wonder if she is our goddess for the moment. So the goddess deck doesn't want to talk to you. She wants to talk to you. And I don't know if there's one in here. Maybe there is. I don't remember one, but it's irrelevant. Suddenly she said, I'm over here. She sits right here in front of me. I love this image of her over the planet with a heart-shaped crystal of blue light, the blue ray. And she's very much letting you know this is what she's doing with you. And she's embodying, of course, that entire sacred feminine goddess energy. And she's a guardian over you of such enormous proportions. Look at this. That the crystal heart behind her is almost like wings. And you see she's highlighted in the light. So she is a portal, a protector. She's holding that diamond essence for you. It feels a lot like the crystal healer, the golden healer yesterday during the meditation, where this kind of fractured crystal ray was coming through, but it was gold. This is the blue ray. So this is the ray of wisdom, similar to Archangel Michael. It's very, very protective, wise, loving, balanced. It's the ray of the Ascended Masters. So she wants you to feel her like this, but not like she's out of reach to you, but that she's so big there isn't any problem that she can't assist you with. All right, and that is that you can feel her over you and around you, but she's also going to come very close to you, like she's behind me now with her very delicate little hands on the back of my hands here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, beautiful. I don't remember if there's a Mary in this deck. Isn't that interesting? I used to have about 4 goddess decks. Most of them are not complete, so I don't often use them for this. Wow, that's beautiful. Just feeling her. She's over all of us. That was a very beautiful gift. Oh, here we go. Here she is. Yeah, she kept kind of nudging me. So the card deck of part of Mother Mary says, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So it's a little bit religious for my tastes. However, the symbology is quite profound because the whole story, the symbol of Horus, Isis, and Osiris, and many other Trinity families before this Mary, Jesus thing, is the Christ is within you. The Christ is often referred to as certain oils that your body puts out and descend from your brain down into your sacral. It is the one, so it's you. And so she's again holding you, really what we were feeling. She's holding you. And she's not the only one with the halo. And this halo happens to be of stars. And naturally, these are angels. So a lot of angelic blessings as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Mary, how delightful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it because we have all these different people here gathering together. Let's see here. So Sylvia says, many thanks. What a lovely reading. I resonate very well. I have 3 Kuan Yin figures and she's one of my guides. Yeah, she just loves you, honey. Oh, loves you, loves you. Okay, Alejandro. Well, I resonate with Alina much more too. Hi, Luna Song. Hi, April. And you may have a card. So now it is April, Luna Song. I have 2 other clients who have a Luna name. Such a beautiful vibration. Okay. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Okay. Well, I have a new deck and I haven't really used it. I pulled 1 card and it's called Moonology. So the Luna part of your name. And then that's why I said really, because I have to, when you do intuitive work, you watch and you witness and what first comes up and you just watch it a little more to make sure it's actually the answer for you. So it's by Yasmin Boland and artwork by Nish Rowan. All right, so it's a moon deck, of course, and we're in the crescent moon phase right now. We are going into the new moon. That I don't know how these work, so this will be fun. So we asked for a clear and open connection. Thank you. That was very, very fast. To April for her highest good at this time. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Ishel. Thank you to the divine silver light, love, and guidance of the moon. Wow, these are some interesting directions. All right, so this card is called It's Time to Take Action, the new moon in Aries. I think we're having a new moon in Capricorn, but they're both horned and hard-headed. So very, very interesting. New moon, of course, is the dark moon, the no moon, the womb, the seed planting time. So saying it's time to take action in a new moon is really weird to me. So that is the first thing that really pops out to me, other than the obvious. When you think of Aries, okay, it's a ram. What does a ram do? Bangs its head against stuff, right? Has a hard head, but it also has these horns, and horns is another representation of a developed third eye crown area. And they're quite big and they're circular, and it's time for you to use these and take action with your strong intuitive self. Because see, look, they feed directly into the third eye, which connects to the crown. The new moon is deep feminine, deep womb, deep thinking. And so to take action here means first you need to connect to this energy. The other thing about Aries, remember, is that it is very, very confident. It thinks it's the best. It believes itself. It knows it's right. It's the first sign. It's got that fire, and it's got that not just intensity, but the energy to move forward. So it has the energy to take action, but I strongly suggest the first action you take is opening your eyes, and that includes seeing and feeling these coming. And it's going to be happening deep within you, in the dark, in your womb, in your yin energy, awakening that up. That was kind of interesting. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Moon. Aries. All right. Damaris. Julie says, yes, that's the one. Amana came through. Oh, that Mary. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Oh, the crystal. Yes, I feel the diamonds and that fractal ray in wisdom, my pearls, the blue ray. I feel her all around me, right behind me. I feel the stars and the Christos born inside of me again. Beautiful. And Luna says, yes, I am the moon. Woo, I love it. Excelente. All right. So Damara says, I've resonated with it all. Well, good. Now it's your turn. And we're going to tune into the highest good of Damara's. I don't know if you like unicorns, but they like you. There's some dancing unicorns around you. I don't have a unicorn deck. I think that's about time for a unicorn deck. All right, so Beyond Lemuria is calling to you, and we got the heart chakra from that deck earlier, and so where is it? I see the book, and right here. It's like I had it. Damaris, this one here. Oh, this one. Wow. So these cards just wow me. I mean, totally friggin' wow me. Oh, this makes me think immediately of the energy cleanse class, because the difference in your did something weird to my hair there. The difference in your energy field after you do one of the cleanses is kind of like this, like kapow! Look at this. You could look at this forever and into the symbolism, and it's called Journey to Wholeness. So this solstice in this week is a journey into your wholeness. 33 is a master number. Together it's a 6. And but look at this, because she seems to be what we would call underwater. She's kind of a mermaid, but we have this kind of almost octopus tentacles, there's multiple colors, bubbles, all of this hair, which is often intuitive antennas, right? And again, like a tail or a conscious thing, you know, like a monkey that can grab with the tail. That was interesting. We had a starseed session the other day where the sacral had to be cleared out. Then that sacral bone we were talking about earlier had to be reawakened through the tailbone to a new vibration. And with those holes in it, it acted like an instrument. And then her tail, her etheric tail grew, and it was like a monkey tail. It was kind of like this here, grew out in a big white curve, and that became a way of her connecting back to this incredible planet, the star that she, original origin planet for her. Above you is the surface. So this is an interesting thing because it's also representing being in your emotions, but in harmony, right? Not being controlled by them. You can take a look. There's a web on her. So she's a bit like Spider Woman. Again, the hair and the web all over her body. She's very Spider Woman energy. Then we have the star with the eye. So this is the lotus opening. This is your third eye opening. And that's a very beautiful representation of that. Plus other aspects of you here, see, above the water, starting to bloom. There's another potential bloom over here. All right, the rainbow colors being the chakras, but not really in the order of the chakras. So the solar plexus is on the bottom, most connected to her, that yellow. And then there's orange, red, which is the root. But then it goes up to the crown colors, which is the purple. And then it goes to the blue colors, which is the throat. So there's something interesting there of the blending of those. And down here again, all the different rays. So very colorful journey to wholeness, coming back into all of the colors, all of the flows, so much flow, being at the center of the web, being the person, see from her palm portals, she's pouring out these energies, which to me look a bit octopusy because of the energy here. However, there's streams with bubbles in them of these colors as she's creating, like weaving a web, right? It's coming out like this. She's inside of it. She's a conscious, active creator. And also seems like you have a third eye thing here, awakening with some antennas coming out of it, some sacred symbols on the face. Throat chakra has a crystal or a symbol around it, and it's lighting up. The heart, higher heart, has this green energy that's coming out of it. You see here, and going directly up to this opening lotus. That's extremely interesting. You see this green coming directly from the higher heart out. And I thought it was going to go into her head or crown. Nope, it goes directly up into the lotus, which is a clear symbol of the awakened eye, the awakened and opened pineal, the 1,000-petaled lotus, and the star and the eye. And there's a symbol right above that too, like energy coming down to it. This is an incredible card. Well, you're having a gorgeous day there. This is who you are right now. This is what is happening, and you want to tune into it, okay? If you have doubts come up or negative voices come up, say, oh, that's not you. You're not that gorgeous. You're not that enlightened. You're not the creator of your reality, and so on and so on. Because this means you're the center of the web. You're weaving the web. You're weaving your reality. You're doing it consciously. You're doing it beautifully. You're balanced. You're connected to the above and what you're creating in the world, in the physical, by being the foundation, right? By being the creator. So this is what you need to remember who you are. And I would look at that and just become it. Juiciness. Oh, Okay, we can do a couple more. Then I have a private session. Show, hide, show, hide. I don't like, oh dear. We get these dumb people come on here and try to advertise sex. So it's really stupid to do that here. I do love unicorns. Oh, good. Well, the unicorns are loving you, boy. I'll tell you that much. Whew, that was a really fun reading. Julie said that started playing in my mind's heart here at the end of your reading for me. Heard the last verse of the Christmas carol in the bleak winter. Once more child and mother weave their magic spell, filling hearts with wonder words can never tell. In the bleak midwinter, in this world of pain, when our hearts are open, love is born again. Oh my. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. I felt those energies, Damara said. Good. Yeah, that's wow. That's really wow. Okay. Who else we have here? We did that. We did this. We did Julie. Anybody else? Did I get everyone? Well, Radha never asked a question. Renat, listen to me. Okay. I need some guidance of what to expect my way, or that the angels want to show me. Thank you in advance. You're so welcome. Oh, and Leslie too. So we need to do Leslie and we need to do Renaud. Okay, Renaud. So the deck that's calling for you is called Sacred Spirit Reading Cards. And it's by Anna Stark and illustrated by Lewis Dyer. Lewis. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Another really beautiful new deck that I love. They're showing me that you're right on the edge of a shift in reality, I would call it. What I'm seeing is somebody standing here, and then I see from the side like you're about to pierce a veil of reality and move through, and I can see both sides, and it's like somebody going through a veil or an illusion or a screen and out into like a vaster reality, and that's like where you are right now. Okay, so the card that you got is called Expansion, number 16, which is also a 7. Educate your mind and your senses. So, oh wow, this really resonates with what they were showing me. So I'll show it to you the whole one now here. Educate your mind and your senses. So this is the earth being split in half, and you're doing it. You're expanding your reality, your earth, your planet. You're going to the core. You don't really see flames, but it does have that sense of lava or creation, birthing, gold ray. There's a lot of the orange and sacral energies here, showing that you have, is that a bird on the head? Something seems to be on the head. I've never seen this card before. It's very interesting. So the earth obviously representing your reality, and it's expanding. And it's a very, very positive thing. There's a lot of strength in what you're doing. There's a connection staying between these two sides, but you're expanding your reality from the center, which is quite profound, which means you really are creating your new reality. Like I said, you're poking through to a new level of reality. Educate your mind and your senses. Well, this is a very sense-oriented thing. You could feel into this. Definitely seems to be something on the head. And the sacral is what's connecting the two sides, and it's where the brightest light is coming from. You see that right behind the sacral center here, sacral root. So very creative. Wow. Have fun going into your new reality. Woo! Thank you, Renat. Okay, Leslie. Mm. Mm. Okay. So the Secret Dakini Oracle. This is a very unusual deck. I always say it's from the 60s. You can tell by the artwork. Somebody made collages. It is based on the main tarot deck. It's organized that way. However, Dakinis are sacred goddesses. So it's the Secret Goddess Oracle. And the cards are quite intense. I found it to be very powerful at the time. This is a Dakini. See the third eye, the lotus above the head, the crown and the pineal represented as growing and glowing, the snake energy around the neck, very common. Shiva and the Maya, everybody understood that that energy was powerful transformation. There's people, other aspects being held. So this is just the deck to give you a sense of what you're about to get into here. Okay, we ask for a clear connection to Leslie's highest good. We call on the secret Dakinis to reveal, thank you, the optimal guidance for Leslie at this time. Kaboom! I love it when they just fly out like that. Woo! So you got 36. It's called Guardian. And so you know that this is a, I think it's Chinese, maybe it's Japanese, I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong, dragon, right? And they were made like this because they were guardians, because they were scaring away the evil, the darkness, the bad, the whatever. It's got the third eye, clearly, you see the portal here between the eyes. The tongue is interesting because it's curled into a Fibonacci spiral. It's curled into that sacred geometry shape. And then down below, there's a little Dakini, a little goddess, who's also helping. So the big, strong, scary, masculine dragon is the guardian. And that's the number 9, so there's some kind of completion happening for you as well, that you have this beautiful guardian goddess and this illusion, right, to ward off things. And it isn't to keep you from things, it's to keep you safe and protected on your journey through the solstice portal. Well, that's fun. I haven't played with that deck in a long time, and wow, it was a very profound part of my life. All right, everybody. Well, namaste. Thank you so much. And I want to invite you. I'm doing a couple of special calls. So I'm doing one this Friday, and for the new moon, because it's the new moon, and Wounded Healer Chiron is going direct. So those are both really powerful energies. We're going to plant seeds, and it's 10 a.m. Friday. And then next week, we're going to do the spiritual weather report and the meditation. And for the new year, preparing to walk through the week into the new year and all the different energies that are happening. And then I'm going to do a special spiritual weather report all about the energies of 2023. So an overview of what to expect, how to tune in to the flow. And it's a very different year. It's the year of the rabbit in the Chinese, and I'm going to be having on my dear friend Donna Stellhorn, who wrote a book about that, to tell us about what does that mean from a Chinese astrology perspective. What does the year of the rabbit mean? And this has been the year of the water tiger. So if you feel like roar, you've had a lot of intensity, a lot of emotional intensity. You've also been invited to detach from a lot of emotion this year. That's part of that cat water tiger energy that's happened. Next year, very different energy, rabbit. Rabbit is abundant, soft, it's homey, it's loving. And then the year after that, we're going to go into a dragon year. So this next year is really that sacred feminine year. So I'm going to share more about that with you. All right, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much. Let me just check you. Oh, you're so welcome. God bless everyone, Damaris says. And Sandra says, thank you. Super grateful for these readings. Lots of love. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Leslie. Thank you so much, Nan. All those readings were beautiful and moving. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I love it. I get to see the energies too. There's messages for almost all the messages come through and have something for everybody, right? So wonderful. Feels Tibetan. Yeah, could be. This could be Tibetan. Like I said, I don't know, but it's got that beautiful guardian energy, which I love. Okay, take care.